All right, guys. Hey, it's Liam or Hydrisney Keneally here. We're back with another episode of the podcast. This time we have Hayley or Veronickuhhh. I was getting confused before we started because I was reading your name and then I was reading the gaming and I was like, I'm getting a bit confused here. But going to be awesome to chat with her. She's a streamer for Hydra. She's a team member for SWAT Nation. Nap time tells me that there's a lot of work that goes in behind all the events as well there. So if you want to give yourself a quick intro, I'd love to hear your side of who you are.
All right. Yeah, so I'm Hayley, aka Veronica. My name is actually Hayley. I do a little streaming for Hydra. I do work for SWAT Nation. I mostly help when it comes to like their female tournaments and their co-ed tournaments and kind of, everything with that. I think I'm kind of more people know me for my work with the females in the community. I've kind of, ever since Halo 5's been out, since before that, I hold female 8s. I kind of reach out to girls on Twitter, on Twitch, on Xbox, and kind of like bring them in. I've helped a lot of girls compete in their first tournament. I've held my own tournaments, competed a lot in a lot of them. And my goal is really just I like to be very inclusive with females in the community and get them into gaming. And I want to see them kind of shoot for more. And that's kind of what I do.
Yeah, awesome. I was saying before we even started as well is that's something I'm really interested to talk about in the podcast. But before we get too much into that, I want to know a little bit more about yourself as well. So whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Ohio. That's where I live right now.
Have you always lived in Ohio, or did you kind of...
No, I've moved around. I've lived in Florida. I lived in Minnesota. I lived in Pennsylvania, and then I made my way back here for now.
Yeah, awesome. My girlfriend's family always talks about Florida being like an awesome place to kind of be able to go because it's warm.
It's a good vacation place.
Yeah, and we're up here in Canada. It's -14 outside at the moment. I just went and got some wood for the fire, and like my hands went numb instantly. So gaming side of things for you. How old were you when you started gaming?
Well, I mean, like my first time I ever played a game, I would have been like 4 or 5. I played my dad's Atari 2600 and Super Nintendo, so that was like the first of it. But I didn't really get into gaming until I was like I played very casually until about 17, 18. And then Halo didn't really start to me until I was about 20.
Yeah,
that was very casually at first.
Yeah, and so what would have been your first Halo then?
So I was turning 20 that year. So my first Halo was actually, I played, the Halo 1 campaign, and then I played Halo 3 online, but that year Reach came out. So I played those games, but then I played Reach. Yeah,
I think Reach was my most played Halo. I think Halo 3 is probably my favorite. Halo Reach is probably my most played though, because it was like my first actual, like I came into Halo at the end of Halo 3. So it was like my first time starting off a Halo. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which is your favorite that you've played?
So my most played Halo is actually going to be Halo 5.
Yeah.
And then Halo 4 is probably my most played after that, but Halo 4 is my least favorite. I would probably say, like, if we go back, like, I enjoy Halo 5 a lot now, but I really enjoy a lot of aspects of Halo 2 and Halo 3.
Yeah.
Halo 3 is like what got me into the multiplayer.
Yeah. So were you always, are you like more of a ranked person when you're playing Halo, or are you more just like kind of social and?
No, now I'm definitely ranked. I've been to tournaments, like on LAN tournaments. I've competed. I'll play whatever, but I definitely like to play like ranked, like the arena list, 2s.
Yeah. Awesome. And so then you got into, how long ago did you get into streaming and actually putting content together for it?
My stream path's been kind of, on and off, not as consistent as I like. I started a little bit of streaming during Halo 2 anniversary, but I didn't have a computer then or anything like that. So streaming off the Xbox but was really bad. Halo 5 has been most of my streaming career. So 2016 I started, but I kind of burnt myself out on it by streaming for too many hours a day. So like I've had, patches here and there where I've been really, really into it, streaming a lot more. Right now I've been kind of on and off, but yeah, Halo 5.
Yeah, awesome. And so 2016, and so do you feel like do you stream consistently now, or are you kind of still a bit?
It's just been over the years, like with different things, like where I've moved or like where I started working again, things that kind of impacted. Right now, I'm not really streaming as consistently as I used to. I used to stream every day for at least 5 to 8 hours a day.
Wow. Yeah, that's a pretty big grind. I love hearing about the grinders in the community because that's awesome. I talk to a lot of a big thing that Divine Mind does is we talk to a lot of the younger guys in the community and help them set some goals and then hopefully be able to work towards them so that it's achievable, because we want more people creating good content for Halo. And I think that one of the really big issues we have is that, yeah, people will come in, burn themselves out. You know, we have that unfortunate stereotype around gaming as well. That a lot of people just automatically presume that gamers are unhealthy and unsociable and that type of thing. And that's a really big thing that we're working towards. So we do, you know, we help them get into a lot of workouts and, you know, and just do a lot of self-progression stuff, trying to help everybody to kind of improve. But well, that's awesome. So what do you think is your biggest kind of part? Is it, are you focused more on creating the event side of things, or is it the Twitch side of things? I didn't even ask, do you do YouTube stuff as well, or Instagram or anything else?
No, I mean, I think like I do have, if you know, if streaming and content creating is something I really want to do, like I know my faults are I don't produce any YouTube content, so that is something I would like to do, or like getting clips and highlights out on Twitter. That's what I would like to do. I mean, overall, I had been more of a competitor than anything. Like that's what I really liked doing, but I get kind of caught up in between, you know, competing or applying my efforts to, like I said, I do a lot with the girls, and it's like I really want to see, which you said we could talk about. I want to see more girls in gaming. I want to see them getting more opportunities. So I just think my position, which is harder right now with no LAN events, I just want to see more of us out there so that we can help open the doors for girls in the future and help them get out there and do that. So that's kind of where I'm at, though. I would like to produce more content. Yeah,
for sure. And so with the LAN side of things, what was the first LAN that you ever went to?
So that would have been a Halo 2 anniversary, St. Louis 2015. That was my first one.
And I hadn't, fortunately, I was saying again before we started that I came to Canada to get involved in the LANs, and before I got to go to a single one, COVID hit. So I haven't been to any yet. What's a LAN like?
Well, I mean, they're all different, but I mean, it's great. It's everybody that you know online, or whether you know, it's a pro that you've seen, friends that you've never met, and you know, you go. Each place is different. It's usually sometimes a big. Sometimes I've been to ones at hotels. Sometimes it's just a big event center. You know, just setups everywhere. Sometimes like with DreamHack, they have all kinds of like different stations you can go to, things you can buy, and you know, it's just really great. You get to see all your friends compete. You get to compete. You get to see all the main stage matches, and it's a lot of fun. And my first event was actually like it was actually very honestly one of my favorite events. It was a really good time.
Yeah, awesome. I'm so looking forward to that as well, because I've made so many friends even just while I've been here, because I'm on the same time zone as everybody, and I can't wait to go to some different lands and just kind of put faces to gamer tags and you know, get to know people a little bit more and get involved in the community, because I think there's that personal element of like having met someone in person just kind of really solidifies a lot of the friendships and everything as well. People go, oh, you are that real person, and you know, you get to vibe with someone when you're seeing their face and you're like, oh, that's what you look like, that's what you sound like, you know what I mean? You kind of create this more like a better picture of the person as a whole. But so you said that's one of your favorites. Is there, what have you had another one that's your like standout like favorite LAN you've ever been to?
I'm trying to think here. I really liked, so I went in 2018, I went to MLG New Orleans, so we did get a few MLG events for Halo 5, which both MLG events were ran very, very well. And really, but what stands out for me is a lot of my friends and I, as time went on, you know, people have gotten into Airbnbs, so we would actually have kind of our own mini LANs at the Airbnbs. We'd bring our setups and stuff. So I mean, I've had like at events, I do like to also get out and do non-gaming things with friends too. I think that's really fun, really important. Go out to eat, go out to drink. I've done like escape rooms and things with people, seen movies, but it's also a really great time, you know, after the event, whether you've been knocked out or, you know, the tournament's over, we'd go back to our Airbnb and we'd all just like hang out and chill. We'd game, we would do our own 8s tournaments, and it's just like a lot of really cool bonding time. And you get to really like, I have met people at these that I was never even friends with before online. Like, you know, we knew each other, we weren't friends, and you really get to bond over stuff like that. And it's just like, it's just really cool. Really fun. Awesome. Again, you're making me jealous, and I can't I can't wait for the opportunity to actually do it. You know, it's going to be good as well doing this podcast. I've had the opportunity to speak to a whole heap of people, and it's going to be really good to meet people in person as well that I've gotten to speak to, and like I know all this stuff about these people now, and I feel like I know them really well. But you know, again, meeting someone in person, right, it's different. Yeah,
it's kind of like that the last notch that you need, I guess. But so outside of the gaming side of things, what are your hobbies? What do you like doing? Are you a big skier? Do you skateboard? What do you do?
No, I'm not really into those things. I mean, right now, I honestly haven't been doing too much. I used to like to draw. I haven't really been. Those are some things I want to get back into. I used to draw. I used to write. I haven't been taking walks because it's cold, but I used to like to take daily walks every day.
When you're drawing, what type of stuff do you normally draw?
Well, it's been a while since I drew, but I mean, it just depends. Like I used to like to draw. Well, this is a long time ago, but when I was in high school. I used to draw more kind of just like everyday objects types of things. I do like anime characters and stuff like that, but I'm not anywhere near I'd want to be. Like I said, it's definitely more of just like a slight hobby, but it's something I'd want to get back into. Yeah.
I feel like drawing's same thing. I love drawing, and but again, I don't do it enough. And I think it's one of those things that as soon as I start drawing, like I should and probably am going to go and do, any of these other things that I've been thinking about doing. But so you mentioned anime. Do you watch any anime?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. What are you watching at the moment?
Well, right now I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen.
Wow. Well, I haven't even heard that one. What's that about?
It's new. It's like, well, just to kind of sum it up without like spoiling anything. I mean, it's kind of it's action. It has like abilities. It kind of deals with these things called curses. It's actually very good. It's really good animation, and it's something I think if people who are into some of the more popular action animes, fighting abilities, all that kind of that, definitely give it a watch. It does have, for people who like English dub, it does have English. I watch it with the Japanese.
Yeah, I always have to watch it with the Japanese. I feel like it's like how it's meant to be,
I just think the most English. I don't know why, but most English voice acting for anime is actually not very good. But yeah,
I get that. And so, what are your top like 2 or 3 animes?
Oh, that's so hard. I'm really horrible at picking favorites or anything because I'm such an indecisive person. This is actually very hard. I mean, I really like Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know if I put it in my top favorites. I like Tokyo Ghoul a lot. I've seen Naruto, I've seen Demon Slayer, I've seen My Hero. I just recently watched this one called Talentless Nana, actually very good. Death Note.
That's a lot of favorites.
I know there's more. I'm literally listing all the popular ones that are literally just coming to my mind, but I like so much more than that. I like a lot of magical girl anime too, like Sailor Moon. That was my first anime.
Before you even knew you were watching anime.
I was literally 4 years old. I didn't know. I didn't even know it was anime.
Yeah, I know, the same thing. When I was watching Dragon Ball Z, I just thought I was watching cartoons on like
right.
Cheese TV. It was in Australia.
And I go on the internet when I'm like 14, and then you find out what it is, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and there's so much other really great stuff.
I literally didn't even list like I'm blanking. I literally didn't list like Akame Got Killed. It's another really good anime I like. Future Diary. There's a lot more that I like, but yeah.
What I love about anime is that I feel like every time that I start watching something and I have a conversation with someone about it, I get like 4 or 5 other suggestions, and I'm never going to run out of things to like at least try watching.
Oh yeah, there's so much out there, and I think people like kind of sometimes put like a bad image to anime, but there's really good stories. There's really good animation. There's very good stories, and there's so many different types that it's just kind of like it's pretty universal. And some people try it, like they think that they aren't gonna like it, and they like it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my girlfriend to watch it. I'm gonna let her pick, but I'm gonna kind of try and narrow it down to some that I think that she'll like, because I really want to get her into it. So that we've just been recently watching Supernatural.
I've never really watched. I watched like 2 episodes.
Yeah, Jen Echidna, she suggested it to me when I was chatting with her one time, and I was like, you know what? I've been wanting to watch that for ages. I know there's a heap of series for it, so we'll get started. And literally the first night that we put it on, we put one on. We were kind of like, and then we just ended up watching like 4 episodes, and ever since then we watched like 2 or 3 episodes every single night. So thanks, Jen, for wasting an hour and a half of my time every day. But it's a good waste, it's a good relaxing time. Yeah, but back to the gaming side of things. When you were talking about like the streaming and getting into it, did you have any probably a few years old, did you have like a female gamer or someone that kind of inspired you to get into it?
I don't know. I think I just like, I mean, there's definitely, back then. So when I first would have started putting my stream on would have been like, I guess maybe 2015, 2014, 2015, 2015. Obviously it was popular then, obviously much popular now. I guess it's like I just wanted to be able to, I wanted to put my gameplay out there. I did have my good friend, Bittersweet. She's someone who streamed. And also when I first started streaming a lot more in Halo 5, um, she was definitely somebody who had like I used to play with her a lot. A lot of her viewers started coming to my stream too. She kind of helped me out there. And back then I wasn't working, so actually that was my real grind for streaming. And I was literally streaming, and this is when I got burnt out. I would stream at like 10 p.m. at night, and then I'd still be streaming when people were going to work, which people found like cool or whatever. I was like all the time, like 10 to 15 hours a day. But it got like, it was too much. Like that is too much. Do a 24-hour stream, a 10-hour stream here and there. Do not stream that much every day.
No.
It was like good for my growth at first.
Yeah. Was that only Halo 5 you're streaming that whole time as well?
Yeah.
See, that's not good for your mental health.
No, it is not good for your mental health. But I mean, back then that was when Halo 5, that was the beginning of 2016. So Halo 5 just came out. So that was when it was more fun and exciting. Now it's definitely like, I mean, I still play the game every single day, but
are you 152?
Yes, I've been 152 since like May.
Really? I'm so jealous because I set it as a goal. I don't know if anyone listening to the podcast has seen this, but I about 3 or 4 months ago I said that I was going to do the rest of my 152 grind while on an exercise bike, so playing the Xbox while I'm riding the bike. And I knew how big a grind that was going to be because I'm only 149.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yet. So I'm not even halfway, but I am going to do it. I'm going to get it done. So, and I've said that now live on a podcast. I've said that now on Twitter and in a few YouTube videos. So I've kind of stuck myself to it. But have you got any suggestions for people grinding to 152? How to do it?
I mean, use all your boosts, all your XP boosts. When they put they really should just keep those ones in the store, the 100K packs. Buy those. Double XP playlists whenever they do that. I kind of like, I mean, mine just kind of naturally happened because I literally just played the game for so long over the years. I wasn't even using boost for the longest time. And then earlier this year, I was just sitting there with like tons of packs and tons of boosts. I might as well use it. I have enough packs and boosts right now that I could probably get like at least 2 people to 152 or something. Like I can't even give them away.
Yeah, fair enough.
But at the end, I did start using my boost a lot, and I started playing a lot more of the double XP stuff near the end.
Yeah, well, we'll have to play sometime. You can help me grind up a few of those levels, maybe in some
Warzone
or something. Yeah, I think the hardest thing so far has been trying to play Warzone, and I spend half the time searching for a game. You know, like I'll do like a 2-hour bike ride and I'll get like 100K XP, and it's just like if I could stick to like 100K XP per hour or something like that, I think that would be like I could then break it down really well. But at this point in time, so I need to get a squad together to kind of run that with. In Halo 5, what's the highest rank you've made to? Have you been to Champ 1 before?
Champ 1? I don't know if I've been to Champ 1. I had Champ 2 before, and I'm trying to remember. I had Champ 2 in SWAT, not in Arena. I have been to Champ in Arena. I have had Champ in Slayer. I usually sit in like the Onyx area.
Yeah, because this is something I've always been curious about. So with the ranking system, Champ is the top 200 players in the playlist in the world?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. And so you get to Onyx and you have a certain amount of, what's it called? The
CSR?
CSR, yeah. And so you gain CSR when you beat people that are higher than you, and you lose if you lose?
Right. Well, so you still have that CSR when you're a diamond and stuff like that, diamond and plat, but it just doesn't show on your rank. If you go onto the website, or maybe it doesn't show you there either. Anyway, I don't think it shows you on the website either. There was actually a fan website that used to show your CSR, but I think that website shut down. So you always have CSR. So like Onyx is 1500. So like the diamond range is like somewhere between 1300 to 1400 CSR. But yeah, you hit Onyx, and when the season first starts, Champ doesn't start until 1700 points. No, sorry, I lied to you. 1600.
Yeah.
But obviously that increases as people play. So
Yeah.
Um,
So it starts at 1600. So let's say, on the first day there's literally 200 people that make it to 1600 CSR.
and there's a
Those
chance.
200 people are the top 200, but then 100 of those people get up over 2000 CSR. If you want to be in the top 100, you'd also have to have over 2000 CSR.
Yep.
Okay,
That's why
cool.
like the top 200, it's constantly changing. Like you could, get yourself to champ 100 and stop playing. Eventually, someone you will just fall down just by people playing and
Yeah, getting more
with your side.
CSR.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. I don't think there's a lot of people that know that, because I think there's, not everyone gets up that high. But that's another grind. That's something that I want to get done before the end of Halo 5 is I always played in Australia, and that's a poor excuse, but I never got to champ in Australia just because I didn't have the mental capacity to sit there and grind through the lag, trying to in arena and competitive playlists. But I've got no excuse now that I'm here in Canada. I'm much closer to the servers, so that's good. So tell me about the girl gaming side of things. Obviously, I have no idea because I'm a guy, and what's it like being a girl gamer?
It's like a kind of a big question. Being a girl
Yeah.
gamer.
I felt like I could leave it open for you, and you can kind of start wherever you want to.
Well, I mean, obviously, so I think there's a lot more girl gamers than people think, and there's definitely a lot more female Halo players than people think. But I think in the end, we're still kind of in the minority. So it's like, you still get, even now in 2021, where females playing and streaming is more popular than it used to be, you still get people who like are surprised or, and it's a mixture. Like there's positives and there's negatives. You definitely have people who are like they find it interesting, they find it cool, they want to play with the girl, or the other people who just like it's like anti, like girls don't belong in gaming kind of thing. I do think that mindset's not as prevalent as it used to be, but that's just something that exists within society. Period. That you can't just quite erase. I don't know. It can be different. I mean, I like being a female. I like having guy friends and I like having girlfriends. And I think that's the one thing that, there's definitely more guys that play. So I think a lot of girls end up having a lot more guys that they play with. But I've also really enjoyed, like I said, building up my female friends and female gamers. As for being a girl in gaming, I don't know. It's like I said, there's pros and cons about it, which like I'm not, I don't know how much to get into that, but like with competing and streaming, there's definitely, like I said, the negatives. But for me personally, I don't like to let any of the negatives that like get me down.
Yeah.
And I really hope a lot of girls don't either. Like I said, anything in terms of like sexism or people feeling like, we don't belong here or they don't want to play with us because we're a girl.
Yeah. Would you say that that's the majority of the negatives, is that people make it harder for you to kind of play along with
I would say it's the negatives would be not being taken as seriously, or harassment in terms of they only want to play with you because you're a female or anything like that, not because they think you're good or whatever. And this isn't towards everybody. There are a lot of guys who are very supportive of females who, if they find good things about you as a player, they will play with you. They will team with you. If you're proving yourself, which everybody has to prove yourself, you have to start from somewhere. You have to team with people below your skill level, whether you're a guy or whether you're a girl. But there are people who say, I don't want to team with a female. And that's it. Not, I don't think she's a fit for our team, or I don't think she's good. Which is fine. If you don't think I'm good, you don't think I'm a fit for your team, that's fine. But just don't use someone's gender for that. And, like I said, guys have hardships to go through too. There's plenty of guys who are much higher skilled than the team opportunities they get. There are guys who struggle with getting their stream and their content and the stuff noticed, which I know that's another thing. People think that female have the advantage there. And can you agree? To a point, yes, but I didn't wake up and choose to be female. I didn't choose for someone to come to my stream and click it just because I'm female. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
But like I said, for me, any of those negatives, I don't want that to ever get any girls down.
Yeah.
Keep your grinding, keep your streaming, keep producing content, and keep competing, keep playing. You'll find people who support you. You'll find people who want to team with you and like you for you. But other than that, I'm just here to game.
Yeah, I get it. I think that's one of the things as well. Like this is, I think with times changing just how they are, like I think one of the big things is that like at a school level now, and like at a younger level, there are more people gaming in general. And I think that kind
Definitely.
of, yeah, I think that means now as well. I think I'm hoping what that means is that younger guys are growing up with more girls playing games. Because I know like when I was growing up, there were girls that I knew were playing games, but not like it was almost like it was almost like a different world, like
Right.
they were playing like Harry Potter, I'm playing like Pokemon, and there was never like this thing of it kind of coming together,
Come
right?
together. Yeah.
Whereas now I love the fact that there's more girls playing, and I hope that that younger generation is going to have that from an earlier place, you know what I mean? And then hopefully it won't be as, because I think a big issue that some of the guys have at the moment is that they just aren't used to it, and they're probably, it's something got a little bit something to do with just how maybe their ability to communicate, and they get a little bit nervous, or that they just don't have many female friends, or maybe they just have really bad relationships with all the females in their life, and that's something that no one else can control other than them. But if it starts from an earlier age, hopefully more people will have the opportunity.
Oh,
What I
I
mean?
agree. Yeah. I mean, sorry. I was just say like games weren't typically originally marketed towards females, like, growing up like in the 90s and stuff like that. Like that's like, I got Barbies. I got Barbie houses, My brother's got games. Like I still played them, but which eventually I did get my own console too. But I think like, girls are pushed to like dolls and pink and stuff and things like that at a young age. I would say most video game advertisements back in the day were probably, you probably didn't see girls in the commercials or anything like that. And so I definitely think it's just something that over the years, whether like the things you said, or whether it's like what they were raised on, like their dads were gamers or whatever, it's just different. And I also get like sometimes for guys, this is their time with the boys. This is their game time, and I can get that too. Sometimes girls can be just one of the boys though too.
Yeah.
But I do hope that it's something that becomes a little bit more coexistent. And I hope like I know that there's been girls who won't use their mic, or they're playing on accounts that, don't scream, "Hey, I'm a girl," because they don't want the attention. They don't want to be known to their girl. They don't want any messages or harassment or anything like that. And I just hope that's something that I don't want them to have to hide. You shouldn't have to hide.
Yeah. Well, okay. I was going to ask you, what would you say to girls that in that scenario? Maybe for some girls, this might be the first interview they ever see with a girl gamer, right?
Okay.
So what would you say to them as far as being able to get involved with a community of other girls to play, and maybe getting over some of that harassment or the messages, or not feeling comfortable on a mic?
In terms of if they want to get involved in the community with girls to play, obviously I'm in Halo. There are girl communities in Gears, in COD. But if you're trying to get a part of our community, well, I mean, you can come and talk to me. You can come. Don't be afraid. No girl should be ever afraid to be friends with other girls. And that's another thing. I think over the years it's harder for girls to kind of come together, because guys kind of put us against each other. Like they want to compare, like which girl's the better girl. I literally had that happen to me before. Yeah. Well, you're on this team, you're on that team, and whoever kills each other more is better. Like, no, we can be competitive. Like we have girls tournaments. We all want to win, but we can all also be here to be friends, and we're here to, we share similar experiences. We don't have to, like I said, all get along. We can still compete against each other, but I mean, we're all here for each other. So if any girl ever wants to get involved, message me, message Veronica. We do 8s. We have tournaments, and we want more girls involved. Doesn't matter if you're a gold or you're a platinum or a diamond. We welcome all in, and I want to see everybody grow, and I want to see everybody get more comfortable. And in terms of like to handle with messages and harassment, or that feeling of feeling unwelcome, I think everybody handles that stuff differently, and that you can't just tell somebody to just ignore it or just get over it. For me, I do just ignore it. I do, like, there's certain parts, certain trolls or things, like it really, personally for me, it doesn't bother me. Any negativity, any someone shooting my body, sending me messages, blaming me for the loss, whatever. Hey, they're taking their time out of the day to put their negative energy and a negative attention into me, and for what reason? Like coming into my stream, make multiple accounts. I mean, there's a point where that stuff's harassment, and get them banned. But for me, they're wasting their energy, and I'm not letting it affect me. Like I'm just going to be here to grow. I'm going to be here to game. And like I said, I know not everybody can handle it like that. Some people, it really does affect them. And if you ever need someone to talk about it, once again, they could come talk to me. They could come talk to another girl. I just hope that none of those things bring them down, and just, let them know that it's not them. They're there, they're playing. They might not be at the skill that their teammates are expecting to be, and that's okay, but just keep going. Don't let it affect you.
Yeah.
Use it as motivation.
Yeah, awesome. All right. Well, if for any girls that want to, I'm going to make sure I have every single link possible to talk to Hayley in the description to this video or the podcast, depending on where you're listening to it. So definitely reach out to her and get involved, because it is important that we have more and more people playing Halo, regardless of gender, more and more people that are improving. So I'm going to make it nice and easy for you guys to connect and make sure that you can play as well more. Focusing more on the positive side of things, I guess. Do you think that it's improving the whole overall?
I do. Yeah, I actually do, because I mean, now that I've been involved in the community, 2013 is when I started getting involved in the community with Halo 4, and as time has went on, and it's also different. Like I said, everyone's going to have personal differences. I do think it has gotten better in general, and I think that's just going to keep changing the more girls you see competing and stuff like that. And the one thing I do want to say is I'm not just here for just females or whatever either. I do encourage and support that, but obviously I have guy friends. I compete with guys. I'm not just on the female side of things. I want there to be coexistence, and I want everybody to improve. I want everybody to play Halo. I want us to be all kind of a part of a giant community, male or female. Like I said, I know guys experience those things too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do. It definitely has changed. There are, like I said, there are guys who are really supportive. And like I said, if you have good attributes, in competing, like as far as people getting their chances, guys will recognize that it does happen. I think it's growing, and I just think that more and more we just need more people active, competing, being a part of things.
Okay, and I just thought of something now that I should have asked earlier, but I want to make sure that I at least have this in here. Right? Is if you could give any advice to the younger guys, right, on things not to do, can you think of like 2 or 3 tidbits of things you could say to younger guys that are watching this, that, maybe they're trying to get the attention of a female gamer, or like maybe they just don't know how to communicate, and like things that they can avoid doing easily to make sure that they're not, leaving a bad impression?
Well, first off, one, like if a girl's streaming, she's not obligated to play with you. Don't spam her with messages. Don't spam her with DMs. You can ask, be her friend, come into her chat, talk to her. But I just think that there's a lot of times where guys come into a girl's chat and are like, "Oh, I'll carry you," or "I'll be better than you." We don't want to hear that. Whether you are better than us or not, don't come off as like you're trying to impress her so hard, and that obviously that kind of makes it sound like you automatically think she's inferior to you. So don't come in here with, "We'll carry you. Oh, why don't you invite me? I'm better." Don't do that. Be her friend, talk to her, send a message. Hey, that's all fine. Definitely, I don't even know if I really need to define the things that would come off as harassment. Don't do those things. Don't get too personal too quick. I don't know, just be a good person. If you want to play with a girl, you're interested in playing with her, you're like, "Hey, let's get some games in." Ask normal questions. Where are you from, and when did you get into gaming? Simple things that we're talking about here. You want to play with a girl? I mean, you can treat her just like you treat a guy friend in a way, and just kind of go from there. Just definitely don't come off too, like I said, too pushy, for sure.
Yeah. So pretty much take a few deep breaths. Don't get too excited that it's a girl, and just pretend,
be respectful.
And have some respect. So and I think that's I think that's really good for guys to just hear. That is literally just to calm down a little bit and just have a normal conversation, get to know someone, and then you can play with someone. But I actually think that's a really good point as well you made about not coming in saying that you're going to go for the carry or anything like that, because that's such a guy ego thing to do.
It might be true. It might be true, but it does come off as if like, well, there's no way this girl is better than me, or like I'm automatically going to be better than you, kind of thing. And that's not what a girl wants to hear. And a lot of times, like a lot of girls, where they're not looking for that. They're here to game. They're here to grow. They're here to get better. Yes, we want to play with better people. We want to get better. But does that mean every single girl just, wants someone to carry them? No. So it's just not like a good look to do that.
Yeah. Awesome. I get that. So tell me a little bit, you're a content creator for Hydra. Tell me a little bit about Hydra. How did you get involved with those guys?
So Hydra, when I first heard of Hydra would have been, I think 2017. I was not playing under them, but they were an org that got involved in. We had a female Halo league. I don't know if you know about that. But we did. There was a group called FPL. They did COD and they did Halo, and we actually had a league. We had qualifiers, and then we had an 8-team league. And Hydra had the third place team. I was not under them. I was under Excellence. And so that's when I first heard of them. But things happened with Excellence that he just got caught up in different things and he wasn't like working with his org as much. So as time went on, we knew of Hydra and they seemed very friendly. So then the team that I had, we ended up playing under Hydra as well for one of the FPL tournaments. So that's when I would have first got known by them. And the owner, David Dragonic, he's just really friendly. He's just like really out in the community. And he's helped us with tournaments and stuff too. And they needed more streamers. So I said, let's do it. And I ended up streaming under them. And right now, I don't know if I'm sure you've seen, they've been doing tournaments, the female tournaments, and they do a lot of co-ed Halo 5 tournaments now.
Yeah. And I love the co-ed female tournaments, the co-ed Halo tournaments that we're seeing as well, and SWAT Nation's been doing a bit of that as well. And obviously you're a team member with SWAT Nation as well. Yep. What's your experience with them being like?
So let's see, I got with SWAT Nation, 2019 is when I first got with them, and they had decided that they wanted to do a female tournament, and they knew that I was really involved in the female Halo community. So they wanted me in terms of reaching out to the females, advertising, and also just because I do know a majority of people, not everybody, but guys do try to get in female tourneys. So I also kind of do that. I kind of try to prevent people from getting in or do any checkups, camera checks, kind of double check things. So we started with the female tourneys, and then last year on Valentine's Day, it wasn't on Valentine's Day, but that was when we did the first co-ed SWAT tourney. That would have been the first one. Yeah. And we did, it was a random duos pair. We had 72 duos or something signed up.
Oh,
so we had 35. It was, so a boy girl signed up and they'd get randomly paired with another boy girl duo. So we had 35 4v4 teams. That was the first of it. And then we've done since then, that was the only duo pair we did, but we've been doing SWAT co-ed 2v2s, and we usually get anywhere from 35 to 50 duos. And it's cool. I like SWAT Nation. They're the SWAT group, the SWAT community is very supportive of each other, very supportive of SWAT Nation. All the team members are really awesome. Like I said, I'm mostly involved with the female and co-ed side of things, but they do, we take each other's opinion on stuff. It's a really great organization, and I can't wait to see what they do in Halo Infinite. I really think that their tournaments have kind of helped keep the scene alive. Might not be, it's not the traditional HCS 4v4 stuff, but they've been providing the community with all different types of tournaments for the last several years now. So
yeah, definitely.
I like what they do a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, talking to Nap Times was great as well, because he went into a little bit more detail on that type of stuff. So if you haven't listened to that podcast, you can go back and watch through it, because I mean, anyone that's doing anything at the level that they are for Halo it deserves a lot of praise. There's a lot of time and effort that goes into it behind the scenes.
It does,
and
sure.
It's not. No one's getting paid for this. Well, pretty much no one's getting paid for this. All of this stuff is stuff that we do out of our love and passion for the game. So, completely get that.
100%.
But yeah, so you're looking forward to Halo Infinite coming up as well?
Of course. I wish it was already out, but we're waiting.
What's your plan for when Halo Infinite comes out? How are you going to approach it? Are you just going to sit down and burn yourself out streaming again, or?
No, I mean, I think no. I mean, of course, when the game first comes out, I'm definitely going to grind the game. It is definitely important to definitely not burn yourself out. Make sure you're getting up, walking, water, exercise, which I've been in over the last year. I've been definitely increasing my exercise. That's been on and off for me, but I've been doing daily exercise now.
Awesome.
But I mean, I definitely plan to grind. I want to compete in the game. Hopefully, after Infinite comes out, hopefully going into 2022, we'll be able to have events back, actual LAN events, not just online events. But I want to get more active in doing 8s. I want to learn the game when it comes out. I'm ready for new maps, new game types. I'm ready for a new experience. We've been on Halo 5 for almost 6 years. I'm ready.
Yeah.
And yeah, I want to compete. I want to go to events. I want to do online tournaments. I would love to keep being a part of SWAT Nation and helping them out there. I'm excited. I'm just excited for all the opportunities it's going to bring for everybody, for streaming, for tournaments, content. I'm ready to see old players come back. I'm ready to see Infinite be hopefully really great and bring in people from other communities, people from the COD community and stuff like that. People love Halo.
Oh, yeah.
It's just over the years, people have kind of sometimes enough is enough for them and they've went to other games. And it's like, let's bring those people back. Let's bring Halo back. And I'm just excited for something new. And to see what the future will be like. Yeah,
I so agree with you. I can't wait just to have something new to sink my teeth into as far as Halo goes, and I think that there's going to be a few elements that are hopefully going to be super surprising. Hopefully they work and hopefully everybody loves them because Halo the franchise deserves to have millions of people playing and acknowledging the game, and I remember those days signing into Halo 3 and seeing hundreds of thousands of people playing Halo and finding games in a split second, Australian games in a split second, and I just can't wait for that. Even if we get it for a year or two, I really hope that it'll go for longer than that. But super excited to see what happens with Halo Infinite. So, a quick question for you as well. For anyone that wants to find other, female streamers or anything like that, do you want to give a quick shout out to any of the girls that you play with regularly or that you're in their stream lurking or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. So first off, I'm sure a lot of people know Lady Echidna. I think she changed her Twitch to just Echidna, but there's Lady Echidna. She streams very often. Miss Audie, she's always grinding. Divine Damsel, Queen X3, you'll see her play. Queen plays like all the Halos. Sometimes Janelle, she's a good friend of mine. Sometimes she streams Halo Minx, Halo_Minx, or she's just Minx on Xbox. Divinity, obviously Queen. I'd have to look up their stream titles.
No, that's awesome. Will you make a list of them and I'll put them again in the
description. There's a lot. There's other ones that I'm not even like completely mentioning, but there's plenty of female streamers, a variety, competitive. There's a girl Oath. She's been streaming Warzone. She's on that 152 grind. I see her. I haven't like really talked to her. I've just seen her streaming. I can create a list for sure.
Yeah, we should do that. I think so as well. Because I'd love to be able to jump in the streams as well and just say hi. Like the Divine Mind exists as well. And I remember the first time that I ever saw Divine Damsel, and I was just like, man, she's gonna have to be part of Divine Mind at some stage because she's halfway there. she's halfway there. But okay, cool. The last kind of few things that we talk about are kind of like going forward. Have you got any projects that you're looking forward to? Have you got some competitions coming up that you're kind of gearing up for? What's like in the future for you that you're excited about?
Well, so right now there's been 2 tournaments announced, one for Hydra, one for SWAT Nation. We have a co-ed HJS 2v2 for Hydra. I'm not really, that's Cutie. She's the one who's been helping manage and run and organize those. I'm not really a part of that. I just kind of help with like tagging girls and getting attention. I'm probably going to compete in it. I don't really know. I haven't been like practicing for it, but I just at least really want to support it. And then we have the Valentine's co-ed 2v2 for SWAT Nation. We did move the date. It was supposed to be this Sunday for the 14th for Valentine's, but so we didn't conflict with other tournaments. We moved it to the 21st. I may do that. But otherwise, that one I'm just kind of helping. I'm updating the roster list and making sure, it's actually females playing. And I'm just kind of like, I'll be on vacation, but I'll be kind of around to, if they need any help. So that's kind of what's upcoming. Other than that, not really competing, and I haven't really been competing in anything at the moment. There's the Pro Series tournaments have been going on, but unfortunately they conflict with my work schedule. Otherwise, I'd love to do those.
Yeah.
Just for the experience, but that's kind of what I have right now.
Yeah, awesome. And a question that I like to kind of ask everybody as we wrap up is, what does a future perfect version of Hayley look like, or what does the future of your life, like say if you looked forward 5-10 years from now and you were like, okay, this is exactly how I wanted life to be, what do you kind of see when you think of that?
I guess that's honestly a hard question because I don't really know. Obviously, like I have personal goals for myself, like in terms of maybe picking up different hobbies or things like that that I want to improve in, like when it comes to drawing or writing, or whether I want to get better in competing and as a better player or a content creator, and also just like my body, my health, exercising. I mean, obviously, right now I've been living back at home with my mom, so of course I want to move out, but I don't really know what my future is going to look like. I just kind of take things day by day. And just find things day by day to improve myself. Like I said, I do know I want to help I do want to help create a future for girls in gaming. I do want to help, like that is a goal of mine that I don't, in terms of competing, do I expect myself to go pro? Honestly, no, that's not really my goal. I'm getting older now. I'm about to be 31. My goal for Infinite is I do want to compete. I want to compete to the best of my ability. I want to play the best I can. I want to improve the best that I can. I just want to get out there and do that. And I want to show other girls that they can do it too. So my goal is to help pave the way for the future for other girls in gaming. So that's a more recent dream goal for myself as my future. I don't know what it holds. I just am taking things day by day. That's
awesome.
kind of.
Well, I love that. I think we should chat again and try and come up with what that could look like for 5 years, and then if there's anything that we can do from Divine Mind to help you get there as well, do it, because I love that. Like I said, I love the fact that we can have an inclusive community, and when there's people as passionate as you that are working on it, I know that we're going to get there for sure. So yeah, and it's been really great to chat with you. So thank you so much for your time. Before we wrap up, was there anything that you wanted to kind of add in, or any questions or any statements you wanted to make?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I'm good. Yeah, you asked a lot of questions. I liked everything you said. It's been a good time.
Yeah, awesome. No, I'm really glad that we had the time to chat as well. The last thing is that I get most people everybody to suggest somebody that should come on next, someone that you think would add some value to the conversation. Obviously everything that we got to talk about with you is obviously going to be motivating for some people. We've created a space for female gamers to be able to come and chat with you as well. Anyone that you think you would add to that conversation, or just in general has a really great story that people should hear?
There's so many people that I want to suggest who just like have different stories. I think a good person who's been in the community much longer than I have and competed much longer than I have would be my friend Bittersweet. I don't know if you've ever talked to her. I'm sure you know who she is.
I know who she is, but I haven't spoken to her.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, she would be good. She's been competing longer than I have. She has a very competitive person. She's done all kinds of things. Honestly, far more interesting than I am. But I think she'd help give a good side. I think she'd help. Yeah, I think she'd be a good one to talk to.
Excellent. All right. Well, Bittersweet, if you're watching this, I'm going to be in your DMs. I'm going to hit you up and we're going to have a chat. But again, thank you so much for your time, Hayley. It was really great to talk to you. For everybody that's watching this as well, appreciate the fact that you made it this far. If you did, make sure you leave a comment. Let us know what you think of Hayley or Veronica. What do you think about Halo? What did you think about me? Did I ask the right questions? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Just leave a comment. Be part of the conversation. I'm going to leave links to all of Hayley's stuff in the description, so you can find her journey there and follow it along as well. There'll also be my stuff is in Hydrisney down there, and then there'll also be all of the Divine Mind stuff as well. So thank you so much for being a part of it, guys. You can check this podcast out. If you're listening to it, you can watch it on YouTube and see a little bit more. And if you're watching it on YouTube, you can listen to it on any place that you'd normally be listening to a podcast. So thanks for your time, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.